Peter from A&P-Reacts. I'm here today with the Viking of Warkings to talk about Revolution, out right now on Napalm Records. How are you doing today?
Hey everybody, it's the Viking. I'm doing great. You know, it's a great day today when our record is coming out today. So yeah, we're all really stoked and happy.
Now, before we talk a little bit about this record, let me ask you how things going in Valhalla. Are you guys doing some social distancing there, or everybody's just having fun and partying?
We are actually, everybody's dead in Valhalla, so we don't care about social distancing. You know, it's just like it is. We drink, we party, you know, we fight. So everything's okay right here.
You guys already played some shows leading up to the album release. Were you guys including some of the new tracks on the shows that you guys have been able to play?
Yeah, we had 3 shows, 2 in Austria and 1 in Germany, and we played Fight from the new record, and we played Spartacus. So that was awesome.
How was the reception from fans for the new tracks?
Well, actually, the whole reception was great. I mean, it was great during the whole concert. I think it's just because everybody was happy, you know, that concerts are allowed again. So, I mean, the reception was really good, but that was the whole concert. I mean, it was just every place was packed with energy and everybody was happy. So maybe ask me that next year.
Getting into the record, I have to ask you this, because I always find that across the 3 records you guys have released, the theme of the album and the sound of the album is very interconnected. So what comes first for you guys? Does the theme generate the sound that you create for the record, or your idea of what you want the sound to be kind of impacts what the theme is going to be like?
Yeah, it's kind of like both at the same way. It's nothing, you know, nothing comes first. You can say about that. We were really like really early in the process. We wanted to make a record to call it Revolution. That was the idea, and the sound is more like, you know, with every record we're getting closer to what we want with the sound. You know, we wanted to keep it like a little bit more raw, you know, the guitars up front, you know, focusing on the guitars. So it's like a step, you know, with every record we're getting closer to that. So it comes, it's you know, it's both at the same time. There's not, we don't sit down and say, okay, let's create something in that direction, and then we talk about the theme or other way around.
With this record, with the theme of revolution surrounding this album, is that a theme that resonates well with Warkings, revolution?
I mean, yeah, I know, you know, we're 4 kings from the past, you know, we were all leaders, and now it's time for everybody to join our army and start the revolution. And it was also a little bit, you know, yeah, it just, let's say with the world how it is, like, or how it got to be like the last 20 months. So that all came into play with the theme of revolution, with the word, you know.
How deep impact does that theme have with you specifically? Or have you always been intrigued by revolutions, or are you intrigued by the thought of having a revolution towards something?
I mean, it's like, you know, it's like we all, you know, love people who stand up for their beliefs. And I mean, you know, revolution, if you look at revolutions, you know, it has like everything, you know. Most revolutions, they start with good intentions and then they end very bad, very bloody. And sometimes, like in the, you know, in the long run, you know, the people who started it never know why they started it, you know. And so yeah, but we were just, to be honest, we were just, you know, pissed about what happened to music and to what happened to art, like during the pandemic. And we thought, you know, like it's time to start, you know, a music revolution, not like musically with maybe making something completely new, just to show and tell everybody music is still out there and music is needed.
What are some of the big obstacles that you guys face with this record? Because I always feel like every album brings new challenges for a band, but this album, perhaps considering everything that's surrounding us, added some extra obstacles. What were those biggest obstacles that you guys faced this time around?
Yeah, you know, normally you know, you record an album and then you play the song live, you go on tour, and then you gather new experience. You know, you just know how the songs are, how the people react on the songs, and just all that stuff. And this time, that was one of the first things that wasn't there, because we recorded Revenge, and and then straight from that, there was it got to be clear that there were no concerts possible. So we were all hyped up and had a lot of energy and wanted to go out and play, and then that wasn't possible, and so we got a little bit stuck. And then really, like, we decided before we fight each other, let's write new songs. So there was no experience from the live side though, so that was like something new to us, to go out of the studios and then you like turn around and just enter it again. And yeah, so that
You guys
was,
just did a U-turn. You
yeah,
got
we
in,
just
you
did a
left, and
U-turn.
then you got back in again.
We're like, oh, wait a minute, we forgot something. We forgot 10 more songs. Let's go back. Yeah, that was the point. So yeah, that was pretty, that was pretty new. I mean, that would be pretty new to every other musician, I think, like, because and then we were just sitting there and thinking about what can we do. And yeah, so if you say it from a creative side, that was the biggest obstacle. Like, okay, then you have obstacles. If you work with humans who can die from that virus, you have to work with their restrictions. So some stuff, in the studio that doesn't work the way we wanted to. So we had to plan things new. But I think this is like, if you ask another band, they would have the same problem.
When I was listening to this record, it was immediately noticeable to me that you guys created an album that has the perfect amount of songs, the perfect duration for the sound that you guys put together for the record. How much thought process goes into the tracking list, the order of the songs, the duration of the tracks? Like, do you guys think about that a lot when you're putting a record together?
Oh yeah, yeah. Maybe not, maybe not about the length of the record, and yeah, if it's 10 songs, or yeah, it happened to be 10 songs on every record right now. If it's 11 or if it's just 9, we don't care. But what we really, put a lot of work in is, like you said, is the track list, the order of the songs, because, we try to create kind of a theme, and kind of, to make it a little bit like a movie or a TV show. So, and especially nowadays, with the streaming and all that stuff, when people just pick one song or two for their playlist, sometimes you think it's not necessary, but we ourselves like to listen to whole albums. So we put a lot of work in it to bring the songs into the right order, so that you have something to listen to.
What do you feel are the main changes when it comes to the soundscape of this record compared to the two previous albums?
Yeah, we actually, everything is a little bit more natural. We tried, the drums sound more natural. We used less samples or stuff. I mean, it's still the Spartan who plays the drums, but modern technology, you sample your own drum sounds and you use them. And we did not do this on this record. It's the real drums. And then we worked a lot on the guitar sound, especially on the sound uh, in between guitar and bass, how that fits together, and just to make it more in your face and more raw. So that is for us the biggest improvement. We found a good way to combine bass guitar and the rhythm guitars, and to create this really chunky, crunchy sound. So that is for us the biggest improvement. And then not lose the sing-alongs, the big choruses, the melodies.
Yeah, yeah. I was going to say that you guys did a phenomenal job in that field in terms of how the bass and guitars worked together to create that chunkiness, that volume, because it almost feels like there's more than just one guitar player on the record.
Yeah, I mean, if I speak now, like little bit like a musician, because I'm the bass player. This time we added like a distorted bass. So we distorted the bass, like Motorhead had with Lemmy, and so we had like kind of like 2 channels of bass. We had a clean tone, to make to get the deep end, and then we had a very heavy distorted bass, and for us that combined the guitars like a glue, that glued the guitars to the bass, or other way around, and gave everything that extra chunkiness. You cannot and that's the thing what we wanted. We created like one big guitar, you know, like you cannot really like separate it anymore. It's just like there. And in terms of power metal, we think it's very aggressive and in your face. So that's what we wanted to do, and we're very happy with that.
The Crusader absolutely destroys on this album. He annihilates everything around him. I love the power, the drive, the melodies, the feel, the chunkiness, all of this stuff. Was that all part of your game plan coming in, giving him that a little bit of that spotlight, allowing the guitars to have more of a direct role in your face?
Yeah, like I said before, I mean, we still think, you know, metal is based on guitars and riffs, and so we wanted to put that up front. And he's a phenomenal guitar player, and we just, you know, we just let him loose, so to speak. You know, we're like, there you go. And he puts a lot of work into it, especially, you know, his solo work, his lead work. He really, you know, tries to make that stuff like a part of the song, not only like a solo, okay, to show your, you know, how good you are or how fast or whatever. It's, you know, to make it a part of the song, you know, like the melodies, like whatever else there is in the song. So we just let him loose on this record, and it turned out very good.
Yeah, it's absolutely amazing.
And actually, he watched your review of the record, and he said, yeah, he has to find the Holy Grail to send it to you, because you
I love that. I love that. I thought his work has improved over the span of the band. Do you know what I mean? Like from the first record that you guys released to this record, you perhaps him more than anybody else, you could really feel the growth that he's putting forward in his craft. So absolutely phenomenal.
Yeah, and he's practicing the most, so.
Probably, maybe he's the one that had more room to grow anyways, because he's the one that started a little bit at the back.
Yeah, that's it. And he's just really like, I think he's not a crusader with God. He's the crusader with his guitar. You know, he's really in love with his guitar, and yeah, we you know, we're just happy. You know, that's how it should be for us. I mean, you know, we always thought that, like, you know, if you go to like more modern power metal bands, that there's a lack of guitars. You know, guitar is not maybe the main instrument anymore. I mean, it's nothing bad with that. If you're like your band to sound like that, that's cool. But we didn't want that, so we said, okay, go ahead,
Do your worst, or your best in this case.
do what you love. And he said, you sure? And we, yeah.
I have to ask you about a specific song on this record, a song that caught me off guard. I didn't even know about this song until I listened to the record, and that is Bella Ciao. How did that track comes into fruition? Because to me it seems like it's a little bit out of left field, but somehow you guys made it work.
Yeah, you know, the theme of the record, that's, you know, about revolution, you know, about resistance, about, you know, fighting for a right cause, or what you think is the right cause, and all that stuff. And the funny thing is that the melody that you say, that Bella Ciao, that's been around for centuries. You know, that's very, very old. Nobody knows who really wrote that melody, but the most famous song with that melody is Bella Ciao, who was used in Second World War by the partisans in Italy when they fought against the Nazis. So first of all, we love that melody, and we thought, you know, like the meaning of that song Bella Ciao, you know, fighting against something evil, and, you know, stand up for your rights, was very good, and it fit with the revolution theme. And so we took that melody and made our own song as a kind of a tribute, our own revolution song. You know, it was not to like steal the melodies, but like, okay, we write our own like kind of Bella Ciao.
Yeah, you guys just took inspiration from it to create your very own Bella Ciao, like you just said.
Yeah, that was the intention on the whole thing. We just love that melody, and we wanted to create something, you know, from us with that.
I think you guys did a wonderful job, because everybody seems to really love the song. I had never heard the Bella Ciao as a track, so to me it was all fresh, was all new, was all workings.
Yeah, that is also okay. Then you know, like that's fun. I mean, most people know it as Bella Ciao in Italy. You know, when we talk to some people from Italy, in Italy, it's something like a secret national anthem, you know, like, you know, kids, you know, the grandmas, they sing their kids to sleep with Bella Ciao. So this is like for people from Italy, it's very, this song is very special. And so yeah, it was a little bit scary, you know, to take something like that, you know, that means a lot for some people and make your own version of it. But the reception is really great so far. So the people, you know, they know what we wanted to do. They know what we wanted to do with that. We wanted to make our own metal battle hymn with that melody.
And this is the first record that you guys released with no Queen of the Damned, but instead of that, we have the Lost Lord. What drove that change?
I mean, you know, the Queen is busy. You know, she runs hell down there. So and it's very bloody down there. And she's you know, if she's in a mood, she's very dangerous. So, but yeah, you know, it was just naturally. There was no decision. You know, she's very busy. Obviously, you know, she started her own musical career, so she has her own great band releasing music. And you know, we were just hanging around, you know, in Valhalla, and the Lost Lord came by, and there was this Spartacus dude, and he was always bragging us to write a song about him. So we just asked, you know, the Lost Lord and said, hey, you want to do this with us? And so that was all about, you know, we just, you know, put him in front of a microphone, and it was just perfect, you know.
It was just
That's all. There's no real great backstory, instead of a lot of headache the day after that.
So you guys had Queen of the Dam, we had Lost Lord. Are we going to see a Loki or Thor cameo in future records?
Let's see if we get hold of Loki. I still think, you know, we still believe that the whole pandemic thing is Loki's fault, because he had this chemistry play kit and he made some bullshit with it. And now we're just chasing him around in Valhalla and nobody gets hold of him. But yeah, you know, let's see what comes about. But actually, to be honest, I'm not thinking of making another record right now, because we spent this for us, we spent 21 months in the studio. So I hope we can play live now, and
take a little bit of a break.
Is like far away, and then let's see what happens. Maybe the Queen comes back. We don't know, you know. It's just like, yeah.
The doors are always open.
Yeah, the doors are always open. You know, there's I mean, she's the Queen of the Damned, so there's always a little bit of danger in it if you ask her, you know. That's why we just send our minions to her, because maybe, you know, like she kills the messenger. But that's like, if you're a vampire queen, you know, that's what happens. So
that's true. You gotta tread carefully.
Yeah, you know, but the door's always open. You know, the door was never closed. It just happened to be right now. It was the Lost Lord, and you know, we just love his voice. You know, he has this phenomenal deep melodic voice, and the harsh growls, and it just fit perfectly. So that's all.
And on that note, I have to ask you this last question of our conversation today, which relates to vocals, and that is the Tribune the best vocalist in Valhalla?
I mean, yeah, he's very good, but you know, there's some other great people up there. You know, we just had a party with Ronnie James Dio last night, so he's still up there, and he's the greatest. Or you have Freddie Mercury, or all that guys. But let's say for a Roman Tribune, he's the best vocalist in Valhalla.
I love that. I love that. As a Tribune, he is the best Tribune when it comes to vocalists.
Yeah, you don't want to hear the other Tribunes sing. That's like, oh my God.
No. I think he puts all others to shame.
Yeah. So let's put it that way. For a Roman Tribune, he's the best around.
He's the best around. Well, Viking, this was a great chat. As always, thank you very much for your time. I really appreciate it. We'll speak soon, and best of luck with the release. And hopefully you guys will have some more shows and be able to play some of these new songs to fans.
Yeah, thank you for having me. And like I told you before, Hermes is coming with something for you guys. So I hope you enjoy it then.
Thank you very much. All the best.
All the best. Bye-bye.